We're going to call to order a select board meeting for December 8th, meetings being recorded. First item on the list is review cemetery rules and regulations. Is anybody from the cemetery committee on the call? No. Anybody read this? Yeah, look at it. Do
Do you want me to read it out loud?
you want to?
Let's see, it's a suggested addendum to the cemetery sale of lots section. And it says, if you are an owner of a Sandisfield cemetery lot and decide to transfer or sell said lot to another party, it will be up to the owner to initiate the transaction. The town does not buy back previously purchased plots. If you sell privately, there will be a $25 fee for a new deed to be issued, and the cemetery committee must be notified of updated ownership information. I got a deal on one, if anybody.
What a deal.
Oh, it's got a good deal.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah. Anybody have any questions, concerns?
My one concern is, it seems like you could potentially make it so that there's, pardon the pun, dead lots. If somebody purchases one, doesn't use it, doesn't transfer the deed, we'll just end up having all these plots that are built or used. Is there a way to prevent that?
I think this is just allowing people to sell them to another party.
Or do we can you put an expiration on the plot? It's a 100-year thing. If you don't use it within the 100 years, it goes back on the market again.
I mean, I'm not on cemetery committee. I know
You
what.
see what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but this is only to initiate people selling it to each other rather than.
But it's saying that the town won't buy it back.
Sure.
I'm not saying it's
So this
directly.
one, because somebody reached out to Lynn, who's the chair of the cemetery committee, asking if we wanted to buy plot back. And right now we have a lot of plots. So I didn't feel like we needed to buy that particular one back, and then that sort of led into the policy. She was the one who drafted this. I didn't do that, but. I get what you're saying.
Do you just put the language in
Hold
here?
on a second. Okay, everybody on Zoom. You have to identify yourself or we're gonna kick you out of the meeting. So we have one person that hasn't done it yet. Now stay out.
Maybe John.
Well, they clearly do not want to be identified, so stay out.
I mean, are you saying just put the?
I don't.
Put
That
the
doesn't
language
need
on
to be
there?
part of it. It's not really my problem, actually. I see that as a potential issue, but
Well, so
not
you're
connected
right.
to that. Yeah. We'll just stack them deep.
Like 300. That's not funny.
So do we have a motion to support it?
Motion
To
support the.
Yeah,
You
man.
have it. I don't have it.
here.
Thank you.
You gotta have fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Have fun sometimes.
I'll make a motion to approve the addendum to cemetery sale of plots and lots section as written.
Second.
Any discussion beyond what we already discussed?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to raise my hand, but can I ask a question to Boomer about the cemetery at this time?
Sure.
Are we going to be able to open it up so people can put Christmas wreaths and so forth up this year? Are they going to plow at least once? They usually keep it open till Christmas.
I did not know that. I will take care of it tomorrow.
You're the best. Thank you so much.
How many, which ones? Just the top one or lower?
I'm up at the top one is where I'm concerned, but I don't care about anybody else. No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
take care.
that's the one I had.
I'll put it on my list for
I
tomorrow.
drive it.
Are we permanently mute her?
I'm sure some have tried. Next item, review hunting permission authority. So I guess the issue came up where people have called the town asking if they can hunt town property. there's no one designated to give permission to hunt town property. Janie and I discussed it, seemed like chief of police should be the person to review any requests and make any approvals.
So that's just the form for privately owned. I don't think it really applies to town owned.
Got it.
So
Some public property, you need permission
our bylaws say that you have to get permission
for private property.
for private and town owned property.
I'm not a hunter.
But the bylaw doesn't specify who gives that authority, and so. I didn't know, I don't.
That's a good job for you.
Lisa. And, but I figured. You guys don't wanna bring it to a select board meeting every week, and then, Steve and I talked about it, but the police chief would then be able to. Identify whether or not they have a hunting license or a FID or whatever, so.
I don't think that's our job. That's the game warden's job.
You know,
Oh, yeah. There's a pretty big presence this year, which is wonderful.
So do we want to reach out to the game warden?
Well, I guess the question is like, we're literally signing a permission slip until revoked.
Yeah.
Right, they expire annually, or you could make them indefinite, and I think the only way it's revoked is if they get in trouble.
Game warden, no.
Yeah, because I don't know, it gets a little funny. You have to have, obviously have to have a hunting license, but you don't have to have an FID. For archery or primitive arms, and so it's just like. That's not our job, that's up to the game warden to deal with.
permission to hunt on town property.
No enforcement of,
Oh.
like, you know, like, because we're gonna issue permission to, you know. How do you know if you should or shouldn't give somebody permission?
I can see just be whether or not they had a hunting license. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of tricky too, because some of the properties in town aren't big enough for 7 people to be out there hunting. You know, so it comes down to how many people are you allowing?
Yeah, I mean, if,
We're saying we're allowing people.
This
to
all
hunt.
started too, because.
a lot of turkeys up there.
Mary saw people at Yanner Park, which also made me nervous. Because why are people hunting at Yanner Park?
Well, the state knows about that, I think.
It's kind of old land. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hunting places where, you know, hunters coexist with hikers.
It just made me nervous
I'm
for
not
that
nervous.
reason.
I'm not nervous. Not at all.
So.
I think we've gotta just create a town permission slip. And I would think that we would sign it until revoked. And I wouldn't mind doing it weekly, and it's like, it won't take long.
Do you wanna make it select board responsibility?
Why not? Just sign everything else.
I mean, yeah, it just holds it up for them if we skip a week.
Well, if they're not prepared,
Sure.
they should be submitting their permission slips in like August, September. Because hunting starts in October.
Any thoughts?
Not a hunter.
Not hunter.
Let's ask iPhone user. Oh, he's not there.
Yeah, I don't have a preference, whether it's the chief or not, us. If you want select board to do it, it's fine by me.
It's really like. The question would be, are we going to not give somebody permission?
Well, I think if somebody's already there and it's a 2-acre lot, I mean, we don't have a lot of town.
Yeah, but we
That's
can't.
not even,
That's game warden, and that's why hunters, they just duke it out there. It's like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Don't
You
come in
just-
my
you just
spot.
Give whoever you want permission.
Yeah,
It has to be written in town. They gotta put it on the dashboard.
if
Yeah.
somebody else is there, nobody's gonna want to hunt there.
yeah, exactly.
The second you roll up and there's already a vehicle there,
Yeah.
Just
you
pop shot at
you
them.
roll right on by.
So, wanna make a motion then?
Uh,
This one's actually for the chief, so.
You just have to change it from chief to select board.
Motion to authorize the select board to grant written permission for hunting on town-owned property in accordance with all applicable state laws and local bylaws. When such hunting is deemed safe and appropriate, and to establish any reasonable conditions necessary to protect public safety and town interests.
Second.
All in favor?
Discussion.
Sure.
So, no, it's good. That's, you could potentially limit areas. If you're concerned about specific areas, you could just say no hunting there. But you're, otherwise, you're not. It's not like we're gonna say you can hunt. You know, there's gonna be permission slip to hunt in our park and not elsewhere. You're gonna say we're granting permission to hunt town property.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be allowed to hunt cemeteries.
You're gonna kill them there.
Jesus.
I think well, one, the town doesn't own a lot of land around the cemetery. And so if you're literally hunting turkeys, what are you, backresting up against somebody? It's just not good. I would, I don't think it's appropriate, you go up to visit your person and then somebody's blasting a turkey.
My point is that the permit would be to hunt town-owned property, and we wouldn't be specifically saying which properties. If we wanted to, we could further say that certain areas are unhuntable. Right, but this permit that you're talking about would simply be permission to hunt town-owned properties.
Yeah, so we should change that,
No, I mean,
excluding cemeteries.
Do we want to just draft a simple policy that outlines the bullet points?
Are we allowed to say certain town properties off limits? I just don't know.
Steve?
We're allowed to.
Hey, Carl, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to inject something here, and this might not be popular, but I think the amount of town-owned land in Sandisfield, I think pales in comparison to the amount of state-owned land in Sandisfield, correct?
Yeah.
So what do we really lose from the standpoint of hunting access if we tell people that we don't allow hunting on town-owned properties? There's gazillion acres of state land that they can hunt. And I just think from the standpoint of, I think there's a lot of people in town that would probably appreciate the fact that hunting's not allowed on town-owned properties, so they know if they go hiking out there, they don't have to worry about hunters and stuff like that. Like those trails by the Clam River, right off of the town hall and stuff. A lot of people hike those trails, and I think they'd rather like the fact of knowing that hunting's not allowed on that town land. And I think the amount of town land is so little, we're really not doing any disservice to hunters if we say no hunting on town land. That's just my 2 cents.
Thank you, Carl.
That is not popular with me, you're right.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, my point of view is we can hunt for 3 months, you can hike for 9.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of hiking tomorrow morning when it's 2 degrees out.
Yeah.
There's a ton of hiking in July and August, but I appreciate what you're saying for sure. But I like it when hikers are out in the woods, they get the deer moving. I'm serious, it works out good.
all right, so there's a motion already made, there's a discussion. I say we pass it as motioned. And if we need to further limit areas or
Yeah.
whatnot, we can tackle it.
I'd be surprised if we get many permission slip asks.
Sure.
I really don't think it's gonna be an issue.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item, review mail and package delivery policy. So there was a few situations in town where mail, as we all know from this special town meeting, there was bills and invoices and all sorts of things being shipped to other people's home addresses, which is inappropriate. I think that goes double for packages and things like that. Essentially, it's a policy to keep people who work from the town to have things shipped to their own house. There's a cluster outside where things can go, things can be sent to town hall. There's a prohibited addresses would be personal residences of any employee, volunteer, elected or appointed official. Private PO box is not owned or managed by the town. Any location not explicitly approved in section one, and the approved ones were town hall cluster box, town halls, Old Town, or this town hall, Sandisfield Public Library, Old Town Hall at Silverbrook, DPW. Any town-owned PO box assigned to specific departments. So essentially, that's all we're trying to do. Make sure that nobody's getting town business mailed to their houses and we have to pay bills after the fact.
Yeah, so I will just say that Terry, the librarian, did express to me that she gets books delivered to her personal address currently. Because she had a situation previously where books were damaged because they were left at the library.
Mhm.
So something that we came up with, although I think she would prefer to still get them delivered to her house, is to just put like a tub outside that packages can be put in, and just like literally a storage bin. And I can label it. That said, I think she would still prefer it if she got them delivered, but I don't necessarily think we should make an exception for,
One,
yeah.
isn't there a way to note on your deliveries only during weekdays? There's a lot of businesses that don't accept deliveries on the weekends. Goes back on the truck until the next time they're around.
I'm not sure what she's tried to do before. I know that, you can say that and then they get a new delivery person or whatever happens, but.
Like if a school gets a bunch of books delivered to them on a Saturday,
Sure.
somebody could steal them or they just get wet.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's gotta be some sort of
Yeah.
an option to make that happen.
Say if it's not, for her particular case, if it's not going straight to the town library, that's from here.
Yeah.
Those are the options.
And so I would motion to approve the mail and package delivery policy as written.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No. Release of surplus DPW equipment. So we have a new DPW chief, Mr. Derek Boomza, and he's making recommendations to get rid of some of the loose ends down there. So you want to speak to any of that while you're?
Yeah, that list was made not by me.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of things on there that are going for too cheap, and there's one that I want to keep.
Okay,
So, are there two Sanders that are on there?
Yep.
They're, $8,000-10,000 Sanders, and I think one's going for $300.
really?
I mean, it ain't, and the bigger
So
one.
these were put on by the previous.
Well, I was
DPW
here, but the previous guy had made the list.
Okay,
Ralph was doing it, he just took the list that he gave him.
okay,
So I really didn't have any input in it, and then Ralph and I talked about it afterwards, and I wanna keep at least one of the Sanders, because we have two right, and one of, they're bigger, the one, so like doing North Beach Play and stuff, you don't have to come back.
yes,
And if by keeping one, then we're gonna have a spare, so if something catastrophic happens to one, I'm not down with Sander.
sure,
The other smaller one, that one, because we're gonna have to change them from their hydraulic right now, we're gonna have to change them to put gas motors on them.
Yep.
The one is already set up, so we just take the hydraulic pump off, we put a motor on it, cheap, easy, put it in there. The other one would have to be, everything would have to be taken off, so. The one that's cheap and easy, I wanna keep.
Yep.
Because I can fix that when I get the money and stuff. Like I said, it's not that expensive. But the other one, I was gonna counter offer their price. I think it was $300, but it should go for at least 1,000.
sure.
And if they don't wanna spend that, then you can put it out again next.
When you put stuff on for surplus on auction, can you set a minimum bid?
You can.
Yeah.
You can. But like I said, I didn't have
Yeah, yeah.
anything to do with that.
Are they stainless steel?
Yes. So the tug's worth.
Yeah, they,
$1,000.
I used one that was 40 years old and you wouldn't know it.
Right.
They don't wear out.
Well, because we're getting so little for them, is there any place to store them for future use?
Yeah, they're outside. Nothing's gonna hurt them being outside. Like I said, they're stainless steel.
Because
They're behind the shop on Salmers.
yeah, so even a major retro on the one to get a gas engine on it would still be cheaper than buying.
Oh,
The whole-
by far. I could have that set up for the truck, probably $1,000 or $2,000.
Perfect.
There might be a motor in the garage somewhere. Cause there was a gas motor on one of them at one point.
Yeah.
So I've been looking, trying to find it and see, but then I just have to buy the controls, which, I mean, much cheaper than buying a new sander. And
Sure.
they're in great shape.
Great.
And like I said, I'd like that as spare.
So do you have any other concerns with the other items that were put on that list?
No, I mean, the plows, that's about what they go for. The buckets, they're not much. The mower is scrap, it's junk. You might be able to get $50 more if you took it to the scrap yard yourself. Other than that, for the most part, the rest of it, I agree with.
Got it, got it. All right. And so I guess if we're gonna make a motion, so what, and then what authority do we have to take? They're already on Gov Deals.
Yeah, but I can, I gotta double check if I can just counter offer or I can take it off completely.
Sure.
So if I have to counter offer, I just put a real high price on it, and the guy that bid on it's not that painful.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is at your discretion. I don't know. I have anything to say about it. We voted to allow the previous DPW superintendent to get rid of the equipment. And if you want to keep those two parts, I don't think we have to authorize you to keep them, so I think you're good to go.
All right, so it's good to approve the other stuff.
Yep.
I gotta do that tomorrow.
Yeah, did we vote on these previously? We must have when David put them on the chopping block.
But I think you might as well just do it again. just to-
All right, so, well, I don't have any real names on them, but we'll just,
Well, I gave you.
did you? Oh, thank you, Jamie. So as far as the sander goes, a bit
Why don't we just approve the list, subject to the removal of 2 sanders?
easiest. I like it. All right, so you want to do that motion?
Motion to accept the surplus equipment bids. With the exception of the 2 sanders.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Derek.
Cool.
Hey, nice job on that last storm.
Thank you.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Good luck on the 2-footer on Wednesday. Look at your weather.
Yeah, I don't look at that till the day up.
Man.
Review fiscal year 26 community development block grant letter of support. So this was sent to us, was this the one that Dawn sent to us? So last year we did the same thing. So this is a Sandisfield Select Board fully supports the application. The Massachusetts Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities for the Community Development Block Grant submitted by the town of Lenox. So essentially last year, we gave, what is the name of Dawn's company? Is it? That's not in here.
Do we know if anybody from town utilized it?
Yeah, the last couple times, I know quite a few people did. So essentially, people can get grants to fix their houses. And if you fit into the criteria of the grant funding.
Yeah, Berkshire Community Development.
So essentially, I guess we would motion to approve the Berkshire Community Grant Development. Ushering us through this process of grant writing for the people who apply for this program. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, tell everybody you know, apply for the grant if you got in your home. I know they were doing roofs, windows, siding, rot damage.
Will you do a firehouse?
I don't know, but
Being serious.
why not apply?
I think it's for residential.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't know it.
All right, next item, department board committee updates. Wait, yeah, that's done, obviously. Any departments, committees, boards? Chief?
I'll just get out of the way quick. Because we didn't, nobody met last week on Thanksgiving, we had a structure fire. Members responded, to New Hartford Road for a barn that was pretty well involved, by the time the call came in. Fortunately, because of the operations, we were able to save the guest house and the main house itself. The barn was a little too far gone by the time we got there. We worked in collaboration with Public Works to help pull the rest of the barn down and be able to chase some hot spots. Simultaneously, while we were at the fire, we had an ambulance call, which also was handled by a member in Sandisfield. we're getting worked out pretty well. Speaking with the homeowners, the cause of the fire is still like under investigation, working with the state fire marshal's office to be able to determine the cause if we're going to be able to. The only thing I'll say about the fire is the guys in Sandisfield worked really, really hard. It was we had to wait for about 20 minutes before mutual aid showed up. And not for any other reason than just geography, right? I mean, New Marlboro was the first one to show up. So from where their firehouse is to where the incident was, I mean, they were quick. But we were on our own for a good 20, 25 minutes. With that incident, we got on the scene and it was like 6 minutes and 50 seconds from the time that we received the call. Reviewing all the photos from the incident itself, I can confidently say that because of the speed that we got there, and because of the actions and the strategy that we deployed when we got there, that was the only reason why the other two structures were saved. And I would hope that while this is still a tragic event, that it at least puts people at ease with the gamble on some of the policies that we came up with. And because that was a test on whether or not it was going to work, and it did. So it's good to know that after all the stuff we went through, that it had a positive outcome. The system worked as intended, and hopefully that, like I said, curtails some of the concerns or questions that might come up in the future on necessity or importance. And I think everybody can get together, and the fact that this is a win for that family, and for as much of a win as it's going to be. And that I don't know if you guys have any questions about the fire specifically.
I'm gonna withdraw my comment. It was gonna be funny. Why did you use 1.5 inch hose, not a foot inch?
So I can answer that question. I can answer that question. So, one of the things that people might not be aware of is that the certifications that were posted online are just the big ones that I have. They're not all of them. Right, I have my pump operator.
Volume just dropped out on Zoom big time, guys.
Volume did?
Yeah,
You speak up, Mike.
Sure, sorry. So one of the things that people don't realize, the certs that I submitted, there was only like the big certs that a lot of people are looking for. I also have like pump operator, aerial operator, strategies and tactics, like things like that. And one of the things that you don't do when you don't have a lot of water. So when we showed up, we have 1,000 gallons of water. You do not deploy large diameter hose that's going to deplete your water source quickly. There's also a way to do it's called a fire load calculation. Also, one of the things that they teach in classes, which I don't think that some of the people that were commenting on that took those same classes. You can basically take square footage by height and determine how many gallons a minute or how much water you need to be able to put the fire out. And based on a fire load calculation, we would have needed 7,500 to 8,000 gallons at that moment to stop the barn from being on fire. So to take the risk of using a large diameter, and by the way, in a situation like that, you still would not use a 2.5. The truck has a deck gun, which is 4-inch, right? And we would take that and try to put the barn out that way. It's obviously pretty dangerous for the barn collapsing to put guys right next to it. So understood the intent, right? The impact is a little bit different because it was still the wrong answer. But we made a decision that we were not going to have enough water. And if we did try to put the barn out any further than what we did, we were going to run out. And the idea of risk versus reward, right? That risk assessment aspect of it. And we made the decision to work on saving the other structures. And we have photos that I can show you guys, like where it was truly off gassing. It wasn't like we were close.
Yeah, I saw
It's having
the
a serious
photos out
problem.
here. Yeah.
So that was a strategy, right? That was a tactic that we used to do that. So to answer the question, a 2.5 would have caused us at 300 gallons a minute to reduce the amount of water we have with very little impact.
Well, I just wanted that.
Yeah, no, 110%. I think that's an important question. But that is the answer.
So we gotta let the chief do chief things?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would help.
Save the structure. And it's gross,
Two.
that, yeah, and it's gross that people think they can armchair quarterback a fire scene from a photo. It's just gross, like shut up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It is quieting down online. Not a lot to, when you deliver.
Sure.
When you deliver consistently, the fire department, the highway department, the police department, they're delivering consistently. Hard to gripe about it. You
And
just
I,
look like an idiot.
Yeah, good job.
So, yeah.
Good job to you and your team. Fantastic.
The only other thing that I have, and I'm done, is that graduation is Sunday. The physical graduation itself is in Torrington at the Burville Fire Academy, Litchfield County Fire School. That's at 11 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, we're having a reception and badge pinning ceremony, and then now because of the fire, members are going to receive unit citations for their actions. At 3 o'clock at the firehouse, at Station 2. Food is going to be provided. I encourage everybody in town. They're more than welcome to come and hang out. It's a very big moment for Sandisfield. And it's a very positive turn in the chapter moment as well. So, I hope that everybody's going to be there. I know these guys will. I have a choice, but
Nice. Yeah, send the address. I'd like to go to the graduation.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Did you fix the Christmas tree?
yeah. Oh yeah. We had a Christmas tree donated to us. We had tasked Cam with decorating the Christmas tree. It came out exactly what you would think it would.
I'm not sure what you expected, though. I tried my best.
Awesome.
Oh, you haven't seen the photos, have you?
I don't know if Chris had anything.
Seems good.
Steve, I have one.
I do not.
Who's that?
It's Carl.
Yep, go ahead, Carl.
All right, so school committee, I wasn't able to make
Oh, man.
the last school committee meeting because I was like on my deathbed sick. I haven't been able to catch up with Doug, so I don't know what transpired relative to the vocational preferred school policies, but I'll work on tracking Doug down. We've been playing phone tag, and I'll let you guys know. The other thing that I wanted to mention, although it's not strictly a department update, is a week from tomorrow at 2 o'clock is going to be the first hearings on the lawsuit at Superior Court in Pittsfield, and 3 motions are going to be heard in that hearing at 2 o'clock a week from tomorrow. One is the town's motion to dismiss, the other one is my motion to dismiss, and the third one is my special motion to dismiss, which is the anti-SLAPP motion. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. I'll certainly be attending in person. It's not going to be a Zoom hearing. It's going to be an in-person hearing. I would encourage you guys to consider attending because I think you'll find it most interesting.
Thank you, Carl.
In Pittsfield?
Yep, Pittsfield Superior Court.
When, next Wednesday?
No, Tuesday at 2 o'clock, December 16th.
Go to that. You get a special invite. Shoot.
We're going. And we all got one.
No work session for me. Oh, I got therapy at 2:30.
Could I say something about the fair on Saturday? I just
Yeah,
want
go ahead, Barbara.
I just want to say I was very involved in helping set it up, and the firemen, more kudos to them because they did a fabulous job, especially Johnny B. I mean, those guys were terrific in setting it up the way we wanted it and doing everything we asked them to do. And even Chief Grillo, who loves to be a center of social, managed to come out and talk to everybody on an hourly basis, which was very appreciated. Thank you, Mike. And he loved doing it. He told me that, so. But they did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. And Santa Claus came. Kids all got to see Santa.
It was fabulous, yes.
You definitely gotta work on your tree skills.
Whatever resources, not very much expertise, but I tried my best.
Just kind of threw it. All right, so town manager updates?
Sure. Touching back on the community development block grant thing, Sandisfield was invited by the Healy Driscoll administration to attend the state announcement regarding the most recent, so the FY25 Community Development Block Grant Awards. So the event takes place on December 18th, so that's next Wednesday, I believe, or maybe Thursday. at 1 p.m. in Housatonic, where the state will recognize the communities receiving the funding through that year's program. So Sandisfield did submit a joint application with the town of Lennox for FY 25 as well. And while the award details can't be shared publicly until after the state's announcement, this invitation does indicate that our project is positively received. So I plan to attend the event on behalf of the town if one of the members of the select board want to come as well. On behalf of the board, let me know. So to date, we did receive 15 pre-applications from Sandisfield residents, so that shows a strong local interest and a need for this program in our community.
So is it based on a fixed maximum financial amount, or is it based on projects? Do they allow this? Yeah, is it based on project quantity, or is it based on financial limits?
I believe it's based on financial limits. It's not, I know it's not based on how many projects were submitted. Because there was an amount that we submitted for in the grant, so that's the fixed amount.
Great.
So I've been working with BRPC to move forward on an open space and recreation plan. So I talked about this briefly a couple months ago, potentially. So following the denial of the community one-stop planning grant to update our open space and recreation plan alongside our master plan, we are shifting our original approach slightly to break this into 2 grant applications instead of 1 combined project. The plan is to apply first for funding to complete the open space and recreation plan, which will then directly inform the open space and recreation section of the town's future master plan. So this approach lets us start the work sooner while keeping the overall cost the same. So in early 2026, we'll apply for the second grant to complete the full master plan. And if awarded, BRPC has already indicated that they'll cover the local match for that phase of the project. Following confirmation that approximately $751,000 in unspent charter funds for the broadband will be returned, the town worked with the state to determine Sandisfield's share of the refund. So based on the original funding split, the town is eligible to receive approximately 60% of the returned funds, with the remainder reverting back to the state. So this adjusted balance owed to the town is approximately $242,777. So the Department of Local Services provided 2 repayment options, and the town has selected option 2, which keeps our annual payments close to what we currently pay, while shortening the repayment period from roughly 12 years to about 4. So an amendment to the agreement is being prepared currently, and the revised payment schedule will take effect July 1st of 2026. Regarding that large public records request that I've mentioned in the past, so the requester has agreed to move forward on the majority of the smaller parts of the request. Once payment is received, we'll begin to compile those records. Additionally, the supervisor of records has granted the town a 30 business day extension to respond to the records request and authorized the town to charge an increased hourly rate of up to $75 per hour for town council's review time. Though the request for the higher rate was denied. So we did request all of the municipal employees' real hourly rates. That was denied. And we also requested town council's real rate, which is like $250 an hour. And that was denied. So they're only allowing $75 an hour for council. They did grant us the time extension.
So we as a town have to absorb all the financial consequences to people fishing around.
Correct.
Sweet.
I don't have an update on the new fire station 2 appraisal. However, we will have it back no later than the 18th. I've started to compile all of the FY 27 budgets. There's still 15 departments that haven't submitted to me yet. A few of those people have requested an extension. And I guess I'm just gonna assume that I can level fund anybody I haven't heard from.
10% cut.
Sure.
Anybody doesn't submit on time, 10% cut.
And
Is that Carl?
Yeah, I agree with that entirely.
Did the select board submit their?
no,
10% cut.
10%. So the last little thing is that the town will be hosting a holiday party on Friday, the 19th from 4 to 6. So if you're interested in attending, please RSVP so we know how much food we need to get. The end.
Thank you, Jane.
Well done.
Thank you.
Two quick questions.
Yeah.
This might be a stupid question, but is the request for all the public records, is that the people that are making the request or is that confidential?
You know, I'm not sure. Douglas is on, he might know the answer. I'm not the public records access officer, so I'm not.
Okay, I was just curious if that information has to be kept confidential.
Hey Doug, can you hear us? Can you speak?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Wake up.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Are public records requests confidential as far as who requests them?
I think that
Hmm.
I don't know well enough to say for sure. I think perhaps not so much while they're going on, but after the fact they are. But I could find out. There might be parts that are available for request.
I think we should have a list of what this costs us and
Yeah.
who asked for it. I mean, there has to be some sort of deterrent to keep people from doing this for the fun of it too.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably valid reasons. I don't know. I don't know about this.
I think there's some strict laws.
You know, which that could very well be.
Yeah,
I mean, and for transparency, I would think you gentlemen agree. I mean, we the people,
we're all gonna pay for it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you a definite answer so I can say for sure.
Thanks, Douglas.
So I just did a quick internet search and the internet says it is not confidential. I don't know if you really want to trust me 100%, but
Trust you.
You're pretty trustworthy, Chris.
No, we'll wait for Doug. Thank you though.
So on mass.gov, it says, yes, you can submit a public records request anonymously. However,
Yeah.
still however, are they anonymous?
They put their name to it.
I can just speak to someone at the state in the morning and then we don't have to.
That's probably a really good idea.
Yeah.
Just curious, that's all.
All right, so next item, select board updates. So I have a note from some of the folks who work here in this office, and it's a reminder to ask people not to leave trash and whatnot on their desks. I don't know that it happens every time, but sometimes when we have a lot of people here, I guess people are leaving trash and drinks and stuff on people's desks, so we're gonna work on that. Future agenda items. We've got a bunch of them for next week, so we're not.
Hopefully some.
Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff.
Hey, I had an update.
Have it, mister.
Christmas lights up.
I know you.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Don.
And I rode around with Derek last week looking at trees for a little while, like an hour. And he's got a really, really good mindset on what he wants to do with the department, how he wants people to view Sandisfield and Sandisfield roads. For at least since Eddie Riska was highway super. You know, you get to Sandisfield and the roads are white and you're like, well, we're in Sandisfield. He doesn't ever want to hear that again. Like you get to Sandisfield and the roads are like, whoa, they beat Monterey and New Marlboro and Otis and Tolland, and that's what he's striving for perfection. And he's changing the culture down at the highway garage. You know, when it's not snowing and whatever, what are we doing? We're gonna be doing something. We're not gonna be sitting on a couch. So it's really I mean, it's only been a couple of months, but you give it a couple of years and And people really are going to be saying, wow. How you get your roads clean so fast? Because you run it with an iron fist. That's how.
Put the sand in Sandisfield.
That's right.
Way better than a tree.
But I mean, seriously, he's all over it, and he's gonna save the town, I think, a significant amount of money by doing in-house maintenance. And no longer deferring maintenance, which means not taking care of your stuff.
Expensive stuff, your expensive stuff.
Their vehicles today, learning.
Learning. So these, wherever they are, no, they're not in there anymore. The maintenance logs that they were just filling out in the morning over coffee and not actually picking up a grease gun or tilting a hood or anything, and just filling them out. Yep, check the oil, check this and this and this. Cause he did sit back and watch and for, a month or whatever, and the maintenance record, it was all lies.
Oh, jeez.
They still weren't doing it. They were just filling out the paperwork.
Jeez.
So that's probably gonna end up going away, but it's only gonna go away because he's on it. Grease is cheap.
And I think that it's not so much a fault of our employees, it's the, like you said, the culture and the way they were managed.
Yeah.
Because that was
It's a culture thing.
Yeah. Because they all have great potential, they just needed a good boss.
Yeah, and he wasn't in any means talking badly. He was, you do something a certain way. If you're not asked to go out and do something after it's done snowing and it's 2 degrees out, then you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna hang out. So if you go in and you work for 8 hours, you're gonna work for 8 hours. That's what he's doing. So I think it's really good.
Do you think he's gonna have issues with the union?
Hmm?
Do you think he's gonna have issues with the union?
Nope. I don't see anywhere in the union contract where it says we're gonna pay you for 8 hours and you don't have to work. So, yeah, I really don't think so.
No.
Um,
The union contract spells out things like disciplinary action and how things can be escalated, and it's all there.
it's gonna take a little bit of time to, he's leading by example, right? Like he was at the highway garage for 38 hours straight, never went home.
Yeah.
Um,
Sheets in there.
yeah, so
He did a lot.
I mean, when we had the fire, I called him, 8 o'clock at night, answered the phone, took him 15 minutes to get up there. He had the backhoe right up there. Didn't ask any questions, just walked up and said, what do you need? So I mean, like, that's completely night and day from
night and day.
what we went through.
Yeah.
And even coming from my house in Blandford, like I see a Blandford road, then I see Otis, and then the state. And as soon as I got made the turn by the new boss in, everything was fine. The dump hose was fine. He plowed the firehouse. He called me and said, "Let me know if you need anything." Checked in with me at least 2 or 3 times about the storm. I can complain, but I didn't nothing. He's a really good dude.
He's a good dude. Yeah. Yep. So that's my update.
Hey, John, in reply to that, Lorraine German was the first one at the fair Saturday.
Yep.
She came from Granby. And she said to me, because she was a little early, she says, coming all the way from Granby, the roads were a little bad. And she said she was terrified when she was going to come to the Sandisfield line. And she was like a miracle. She said there was no snow on the road. It was clear. She couldn't believe it was Sandisfield. So, I mean, that it's really starting to show with other people too. So that was really good.
And he's having them put down fewer pounds per mile, significantly less, half. So that's also a savings.
Carl, would you like to say something?
Yeah, so this is really welcome news about the vehicle maintenance in DPW. That's really outstanding. I know it's not quite the same issue relative to police department and fire vehicles, but it'd be really nice to have this change in culture extend across the board to all our vehicles, all our town vehicles.
Agreed. Thank you, Carl. What do you say?
Do you think it would be appropriate to send letters of thanks to the mutual aid departments that helped us on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so I'm gonna put together an after action report. I already personally called the vast majority of the chiefs that sent departments and just kind of talked briefly about some stuff. There were some things that I need to work out and figure out the best strategy on how to be able to handle some issues that did exist. But I've reached out by phone.
So I've seen select boards in the past, right, thanks to,
Yeah, I mean, as a select board, I would absolutely encourage it. I can draft something together for you guys to sign and then shoot it out. As far as us as a department, we have some things we have to work out.
Oh, yeah,
especially
for sure.
ours.
well, we discussed that the other night, Mike. Yeah, I mean, I know we had multiple mutual aid departments that were amazing and.
Yeah.
We haven't necessarily worked with them as much or as in depth as that fire.
Yeah.
So maybe just reach, sending gratitude would be go a long way.
It'll be something on the agenda for next week for us, so. Thanks, Bob. Future agenda items, like I said, we got tons. Topics not anticipated, signed ABC documents, the Alcohol Beverage Control Commission. Document when we approved the retailer's license renewal. We didn't sign this document, so. We left it all blank.
Yep, you did.
I know we're gonna sign it, but I just wanna make sure that, she knows. So is it just me? There's only one signature on here.
Flip it over. Give me.
Oh, I'm blind without you guys.
Yeah, this is the wrong one. I'll print it for you guys in a second.
Sure. We purged topics not anticipated, nobody else said anything, so review and vote to approve minutes of the meetings. Did a bunch of them. You guys read them all?
I'm not sure I hit all of them, but I hit a lot of them.
I read mine in tree stand.
Yeah.
That's the time.
Yeah, Blake Cameron, do you watch it for you?
I look up
I
every like 20 seconds. I'm like an owl. I don't even have to move my head.
Who's leaning against the headstone?
I was thinking, if the pickup truck, is that still slated for replacement and transition over to the fire department? Capital,
Oh, I talked him out of it.
out of what?
Donating it or giving it to the fire department,
Where's it going?
staying in the police department.
Oh.
It's up for discussion.
Yeah,
What I was gonna say is, one of the plows.
Fired up today.
Great. One of the plows that are being surplus, if it does end up going to the fire department, one of the things that I think would be relevant is having the plow mounting on it.
I would agree with that.
But the plow is sold, so
Well,
we approved it.
it's true.
no, it was a 9 foot 2 plow.
That's perfect.
It's a big plow for.
350 crew cab long bed.
My truck's a 250. I got an 8.6 on mine. It hurts when it's pothole. I know you're not. We got it. No, there was a John came up with an idea that had to do details. Because we actually get paid per hour for every hour these vehicles are in detail. So I mean, we can discuss it during budget season.
Yeah, I was just speaking for
You missed part of that previous meeting, but we had discussed the possibility or need of a meeting between police and EMS to discuss positions.
Staffing and. Oh, boy. So we got a good one here. For you for the ambulance. Is this being drawn out of
that
special fund?
Yeah, so we have $13,900 in it. That was, because we put the new one in service, I sent that one, the old one to Central Chevy to go through it everybody.
Sure.
There's some stuff on there that I'm not doing, like injectors, it doesn't need injectors, they recommended it, it's a mild, but it doesn't need injectors. That's why I asked for it not to exceed, it's not gonna be the total amount, and that's them fixing the ground strap.
Good.
For $500.
$500, huh?
$536.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
I just want to remind everyone that Jeff and I said ground strap about 500 times previously.
Well, we masked no. Exactly. PhDs walk behind master rocket scientists, what do they know?
What do you know?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was foo about.
Do what?
I think it was foo about.
What is that?
It doesn't, it's a salary, but what is coming? I don't know.
So it's well.
Yep.
No, this. What time you wake up in the morning?
Oh,
I call you at 7 o'clock, you never answer.
yeah, what's going on?
Did you see the emails at 3:40 and 4 o'clock?
I'm just wondering,
It depends, sometimes I wake up at like 2 and I go back to sleep.
according to this, it looks like you get about 10 o'clock.
I try. That's a good time.
You get up
Yeah.
at 10?
Well, we get to the firehouse by 10.
I just messed with
Papa's doesn't serve the first round of coffee
So
till
we'll have to figure it out
right
if
now.
we're gonna do a city road because it's.
No,
very
yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
We have Starbucks in town.
So I've been having,
But she put it.
it's not.
Oh, it's not the same.
Yes.
It's nothing like somebody making coffee.
I don't have a problem with this, I just need to.
Oh, those sweating over the
Still, I don't
Papa's
have-
does open before 9.
Bucks and like,
it.
that is one of those things that I'm broke. This
I know.
All you gotta do is just quick run over to Lee, 20 miles,
quick
and
ride.
then 20 miles back.
You know, I'm surprised this is a Massachusetts town and there's not a Dunkin' in it.
Yeah.
We'll get there, we'll get to.
Yeah.
We literally spread Morton salt on our roads. It's like the little girl with the umbrella. It's literally Morton salt.
Makes it worse.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get some for my house.
Where do you guys get it from? Gateway?
Morton. Morton salt. I just had that.
I mean, ocean salt, ocean sea salt, or the amazing wars, right?
No.
Is that serious?
He's the same.
Officially the outcome, or we got the.
Morton salt.
No, I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I would have to be more expensive. You know. Yeah, that's been-
Oh, something by the.
Yeah.
You understand this is what it costs, it's gonna be costing, right? It's cheaper. So imagine it being the cheaper when it's just table salt.
I think they claimed that we didn't release it, is what I thought I remember.
You guys go through that much toilet paper?
Ultra
Do we have an update?
Well, it really toilet paper would be 90.
But again, so, but the, seriously, I don't have to, I just have a good old fashioned business coffee.
So we're gonna prove it and then just want to do this. So that's just like fine.
And how do you,
Order down to a Sunday.
how do you take?
Oh, large, I spent a lot today.
Oh.
You signed it?
Oh.
Send it all over.
No, I'm.
No, you just like.
I just don't know. I think it makes you.
No, I use something.
You guys review the POs?
I did.
I did not.
And so not hot, even when it's cold, you like a cold.
Man.
Yeah. Can you review that so we can vote and then we're done?
What? What are you fixing on the ambulance?
So,
Couple things?
no, I,
Electrical.
yeah.
Remember it,
and
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I was just gonna say, at the ATM, we approved the 20 grand. That's the fund, but yeah.
So the headlight harness was melted, so replacing the headlight harness. We found, like, obviously we found the ground strap issues, so we're having it relocated to a better spot on the frame. The DEF issue is getting resolved through it.
Is that deaf?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, that's what set this thing out, is that it wouldn't go into regen. And then that was the end of that.
Classic.
Brakes and rotors.
Have you ever checked with Janie on this?
I did not, but What am the only problem is I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do about it, go back to
Yes, I
the
know.
company.
Just say the rears were just done. I mean, remember when
They thought they had that done.
They recommended the rotors and brakes to be done again.
they also recommended fuel injectors?
Well, that's based on mileage, right? Then like at 65,000 miles, the injector should get done. I'm just saying,
I think we should just see when it went out to Greenwood, what they did, and if.
I'm sorry, what do you want me to find out?
So the previous chief and deputy fire chief, Michael Morrison, sent this vehicle out to Greenwood, was it? Yep.
Okay,
To have the short found, the ground wire.
sure.
Yeah, and then they brought it back, and then there was braking issues when they brought it back, so then they brought it back out to Greenwood.
Yep.
And supposedly did brakes. So this was last year, so. If that's not the case, we gotta find out what the hell they did.
You're right. Yeah.
I can personally attest that the brakes did not work on that thing very well.
I know, they. So,
It'd just be nice to know.
oh no, I understand. I understand. I hear you. That there's 8 glow plug things, again, they recommended all 8 of them. We're not doing all 8. That doesn't make any sense.
What is the vendor name?
It's stored inside,
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
right? If it was outside, it'd be a different story, but it's inside plugged in all the time.
Oil pan.
Oh, and the oil pan is leaking, and it's replacing the oil pan gasket and oil pan sensor for the oil level. We made this thing work. Until we got the new one inserted.
How is the new one?
It's fantastic.
Any issues, any new vehicle issues?
No.
Are working out the bugs?
Brian took out the tires on it already.
I heard about that.
And there was a wire, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't his fault. The chrome cap that it comes with has the valve stem extensions on it. Chrome cap came off, and then the valve stem extensions also came with it.
Yeah.
So it just pulled the valve stem, and then the tires inflated.
Did you salvage the tires or did you? You didn't know you were flat until they fell off?
Yeah,
You can't feel it.
they went, I walked there immediately and it just went right down.
It was on the dually, so I don't think that one deflated at the same time.
Yeah.
The other tire came up, swapped it out real fast. And back was
Oh, I saw their truck. People don't come here unless.
I know, I got a bunch of phone calls. Why is the ambulance on the side of the road? You should have pulled off at some driveway.
Literally, that instant, I mean, I had enough to get to the side of the road because it's barely that. Otherwise, you would have seen the smoke in the ambulance.
All right, so motion to approve the minutes from November 4th. Minutes from November 10th. October 28th. November 4th, executive session. You want to release this one, you think? I'll vote to release it afterwards. November 4th, executive session. November 24th. And then October 22nd. All in favor?
Oh, you got your this one?
This one's going to go to.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks for grabbing that.
So motion to release executive session from November 4th at 7:48 PM. And November 4th at 7:43 PM.
Yes, Omar also one of the graduates. With it, it's Omar.
It's Omar.
Blonde camp. Blonde camp.
second,
All in favor?
Just a meeting.
Aye.
What?
That I had with Dan.
Who's the other one?
Donna.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll hold October 22nd. We don't have some motion. Lori, when you hear this, we're holding October 22nd for the time being until it's resolved.
that took care of all voting.
Yep.
No, it doesn't, we haven't done the videos yet.
All right, motion to approve PO 1772.
I need to recuse myself.
1773. All right, well then let me do it a different one because
Yeah.
I approve 1772. Motion to approve 1917 and 1773.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Maybe I want to pay John Field,
I have a story about that.
but not paying John Field.
No, that's fine. You don't have to pay me.
Now voting business is done.
All voting business should be done.
Motion to exit open session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everybody.
My input will be in your inbox at